I want to give you sort of a synopsis or a summary. What are the takeaways that you need to leave or glean on when you talk about Genesis, especially this long part of what happens in the life of Jacob's Jacob's knee baby, which would be Joseph. Joseph is a long story in the Bible, but it's there for a purpose and for God's plan. We need to understand that Jacob had these 12 sons, but these 12 sons, then as we look at them, they are the 12 tribes of Israel. I'm counting right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12. Joseph's son, there is no tribe of Joseph. You got to take that away. You got to take that away from Genesis. There is no tribe of Joseph. Because we're going to get into this. The two sons of Joseph, Manasseh and Ephraim, they were the ones who were named tribes. They're half tribes because their dad is one whole. So that is if there's a tribe of Joseph, then that's it. So really, it's kind of like 13 tribes, but not so. Not so. They are half tribes. They are called half tribes. Okay. I want to make sure that you take away what you need to take away from not only the Old Testament to the New Testament, but from the sons and the life of Joseph, because it leads into the next book, which is Exodus. You need to understand that there's a lot in that. So I want to give you the parallels. I want to give you these parallels between Joseph and Jesus. The Old Testament was the shadow of what was going to happen in the New Testament. The Old Testament told of the coming of Jesus. New Testament, Jesus is here. Right. Amen. I'm getting a little winded, but that's all right. So I'm sorry for the coughing and getting winded, but that's part of what I'm going through. Now, listen, there's a lot that parallels in the Old Testament, the foretelling of Jesus and the coming of Jesus. Remember, Isaiah said, he was a man of sorrows, acquainted with grief. He was wounded for our transgressions. How did Isaiah know about Jesus? He's a prophet in the Old Testament, but he told it right. By his stripes we are healed. All right. So there's so many parallels. I just want to give you all the takeaway from Genesis parallel between Joseph and Jesus. You ready, Sister Stiggers?
I'm ready.
Okay, first one is his father loved him dearly. Jacob loved Joseph dearly. Jesus, God, the Father, didn't God love Jesus?
Well, for God so loved the world
that he would
gave his only begotten son.
And when Jesus was baptized, he said, "This is
my beloved son,
in whom
I am well pleased."
He hadn't opened one eye, he hadn't healed nobody, he hadn't done nothing, no ministry. But God said, "This is my son, in whom I am well pleased." So that's parallel. Both Joseph and Jesus were loved by their father. Number two, both of them were shepherds of their father's sheep.
Okay.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Joseph was a shepherd, and he had to look after his dad's sheep. And Jesus, oh my God, the good shepherd, he's still watching
over us.
Y'all writing this down.
We're the sheep.
You getting this down,
Your
Sister?
pastor is the under shepherd.
You get this,
good shepherd.
Sister Marika. You better be writing this down. She write down everything. Yeah. All right. Thirdly, the the parallels between Joseph and Jesus, sent by the Father to the brethren. Both of them sent by the Father to the brethren. You remember when Joseph was sent? Go check on your brother.
Go check on your brother. Mm-hmm.
God sent Jesus down. All of you are my brothers, good and bad. Had 12 disciples.
And we are our brother's keeper.
Oh, yes, we are. Yes, we are. Sent by Father to the brother. All right. And Joseph and Jesus hated by their brothers. Mm-hmm. Hated by the brother. Remember the Pharisees? Pharisees hate Jesus. Mm-hmm. They dislike Jesus. Scribes disliked Jesus. They hated Jesus. Plotted to hurt him. Both Joseph and Jesus. Mm-hmm. Folk plotted. I mean, connived, schemed, came up with a plan to hurt Joseph, brothers, and hurt Jesus.
Oh, yeah.
Y'all got this?
Judas was part of that plan.
He sure was.
Yeah, Judas
sure was. And a lot of others.
And Jesus knew what was happening. That's why Peter took out that sword and said, who is going on?
That's it, Sister Tom. Both of them disliked by their brother. And let me tell you something. There are those who are brothers and evangelicals that dislike him now because they don't do what he said. That's right. You shall know them. They will know you by your love. And there's some folk that they can't love the Lord because they do not love their brothers. All right. We wouldn't act like we do.
Put their brothers in jails at Alcatraz and send them to Uganda, send them to El Salvador.
It's impossible to read this. And not only, you got to do what it says.
They send troops into D.C.
It has to affect you and your life.
California.
It has to affect you and your attitude. There's a change in heart. When you read this, when you accept this, there has to be a change in heart. One brother asked me, he said, look at that. There's some big ministries. Big ministries. My brother told me this. He says, big ministries out in Texas. He said, how many of them are talking about the despicable things that are going on in our nation and in politics? How you can just be snatched up off the street. That's sad. How
troops can march into your neighborhood and stand on the street corner and frighten you from walking up and down the street.
How lunch programs taken away, health care taken away, and what Netanyahu is doing, how listen, with pinpoint accuracy,
they know what they're doing.
Because they're using American-made weapons. With pinpoint accuracy, they can bomb wherever they need to bomb. But bomb a hospital and then wait till people who are going by and say, oh, they bombed the hospital. Let me write about it. Wait till the other journalists get there and then bomb it again. That's sad. That's sad. And for children to be hungry, oh Lord, it hurts to y'all. Both were tempted. Both Jesus and Joseph were tempted. They were tempted. Joseph was tempted by Miss Potiphar. And Jesus was tempted by the devil. Both of them did. Both were taken to Egypt. Both were taken to Egypt. Both were taken to Egypt. Jesus was taken to Egypt. The Lord told Joseph, Jesus's earthly father, take him to Egypt. And then the prophecy was fulfilled. For out of Egypt I have called my son. That's what the word says. That's what the word says. Read about the story about Jesus when he was born, and you'll see that. Both were taken to Jesus. Robes taken from them. Their robes were taken from them. That's right, Brother Robert Moore. They were treated badly for no reason. Robes were taken from them. That coat of many colors. And they gambled for Jesus' robe as he hung on the cross. They gambled for his robe. Sold for the price of a slave. 30 pieces of silver. That was the price of slave that we gave it to Judas. Okay, bound in chains. Bound in chains. Both were bound in chains, locked up. Both were falsely accused. Falsely accused. Bible said Jesus said, they said mumbling word. Jesus said the words are yours. Pilate said, I find no fault in the man. They were both bound in chains, found falsely accused, placed with two other prisoners. Both of them were placed in the midst of two other prisoners. One of them was innocent, one of them was guilty. Both Joseph and Jesus. Remember, Joseph had the baker and had the butler. Had the butler and the baker. And Jesus had the two malefactors, the two thieves. Okay, butler and the baker. Jesus told the butler, you're going to be restored. Today you shall be me in paradise. That's what Jesus told one of the thieves. All right. The other one said, if you're Jesus, the thief on the cross, the first one said, if you're Jesus, save yourself and save us too. With Joseph, there was the baker that said, what about me? What about me? Tell my story. He said, you're going to die in 3 days. And it came to pass. It came to pass. Both came to pass. Both 30 years old at the beginning of their public recognition. Both of them 30 years old at the beginning of their public recognition. Both of them were exalted after suffering. Both of them exalted after suffering. Jesus said, if I be lifted up from the earth, I will draw all men unto me. He rose with all power in his hand. After suffering, then Joseph was placed in control of everything in Egypt. Both of them forgave those who wronged them. Both of them forgave the people who wronged them.
That's why Jesus died, for the forgiveness of sin.
Both of them saved their nations.
Saved their nations.
Both of them saved their nation. Joseph saved the whole nation of Israel.
Jesus saved the whole world.
He saved the whole wide world. And especially Israel, the Jews. He saved them. Last but not least, what men did to hurt them, God turned it into good. Whatever folk did, brothers did, whatever the people did to hurt Joseph and Jesus, God used it for good. All right. Now let's go back to 46. 46. You ready to read, Sister? Need to show you how Jacob family, we're going to move swiftly. Jacob family, there's that parallel, but Jacob's family goes down to Egypt after Joseph revealed himself to those brothers. Now they go down to Egypt. He sins for his daddy, Jacob. So read those first few verses.
46:1. And Israel took his journey with all that he had.
Everything.
And came to Beersheba and offered sacrifices unto the God of his father Isaac. And God spake unto Israel in the visions of the night and said, Jacob, Jacob. And he said, here I am I. And he said, I am God, the God of thy father. Fear not to go down into Egypt, for I will there make of thee a great nation. I will go down with thee into Egypt, and I will also surely bring thee up again. And Joseph shall put his hands upon thine eyes. And Jacob rose up from Beersheba And the sons of Israel carried Jacob their father and their little ones
and the wives and the wagons
which Pharaoh had sent to carry them.
Everything goes down to Egypt. That's how they got down there. How did the Israelites get down to Egypt? Because later on they're going to be enslaved. But they are coming as guests. There's a famine in the land, and these are Joseph's relatives, his immediate family. And they go down to Egypt because they have been invited by Pharaoh, king of Egypt himself. Is that right? Mm-hmm. Okay. That's how they got down there. That's it. You need to remember that, because that plays a part in the whole journey. That plays a part in what's going on over there now. That place that they call the Middle East, which ain't nothing but Africa. That place they call the Middle East, these are family members. Mm-hmm. These are family members fighting over that land. And Israel, with the backing of the United States, has literally destroyed and blasted the Palestinian Gaza, blasted them to the Stone Age. I don't know what's left, but they're trying to fight Hezbollah. They're fighting them. And they are, I guess they are among the people. At least that's what they're saying. All right. 47. What's in 47?
Then Joseph came and told Pharaoh and said, my father and my brethren and their flocks and their herds and all that they have are come out of the land of Canaan. And behold, they are in the land of Goshen. And he took some of his brethren, even 5 men, and presented them unto Pharaoh. And Pharaoh said unto his brethren, what is your occupation? And they said unto Pharaoh, thy servants are shepherds, both we and also our fathers. They said moreover unto Pharaoh, for to sojourn in the land are we come, for thy servants have no pasture for their flock, for the famine is sore in the land of Canaan. Now therefore we pray thee, let thy servants dwell in the land of Goshen. And Pharaoh spake unto Joseph, saying, thy father and thy brethren are come unto thee. The land of Egypt is before thee. In the best of the land, make thy father and brethren to dwell. In the land of Goshen, let them dwell. And if thou knowest any men of activity among them, then make them rulers over my cattle. Look at my little map, y'all. Here's the map. I'm showing it to you. If you can read, you have to hold it up to a mirror because it's gonna be backwards. Yes. Okay. So in the land of Egypt, over to the east of Egypt is right before you get to downtown. Definitely, we in chapter 47, so verse 1 down to verse 6. Right before you get to downtown Egypt is the land of Goshen. That's where in Exodus, that's where the slaves live. In Goshen, it's a part of Egypt though, and that's where they did their trade, their occupation, which was herding sheep, shepherds. And so Pharaoh gives them this. You can live there, but they are near Egypt. Remember, the famine is still going on, and Pharaoh allows them, goes out to meet the family of Joseph. Now, he loved Joseph. Remember now, Joseph is highfalutin. He living in high cotton. And he is dressed as an Egyptian. Yeah, because he had to be easy on the eyes of those that he led. There's nobody above Joseph except, with the exception of Pharaoh. Joseph is running things. And he has his Egyptian wife. Yep. He has his Egyptian house. He has revealed himself to his family. So when he comes to visit, it's like Egypt is Atlanta, and Goshen is LaGrange. Okay, and so they're near each other. It's part of the metro area.
but it is a place. It is a place that Pharaoh has allowed Joseph's family to come and dwell. Of course, that means Jacob and his 11 sons. Remember that Joseph is already in the palace. All right. Now, let's talk about Jacob's death, because we got a lot of rituals that go on in Genesis that are still traditions and have not left us. They have not left this family. Remember, you read where God told Jacob, I want you to go down to Egypt. Even though you are in the promised land, go on down to Egypt. I will bless you. My promise that I made to Abraham, my promise that I made to Isaac, and my promise that I'm making to you. You will inherit the land. But I don't want you to be afraid to go down to Egypt. He says, I'm going to bless you there. And I'm going to allow you to bless your sons there. I'm going to bless your whole family. I'm going to bless you. You're going to bless the nation. I'm going to make you a great nation even there. You know, God can do some great things. Even when we think that we are in a place where God can't bless us. Where we don't feel like maybe we have been blessed by God. God knows what he's doing. What is that?
Thank you, Nicole.
Listen, sometimes
you never know what
sometimes we don't think we have what we need in order to be blessed. Sometimes we think that we're out of place, we're in the wrong city, we're in the wrong town, we are not around the right people to be blessed by God. God works through traditions. God worked through fears. He works through falsehoods. He works through anything he has to work through. He works through famines. He works through weakness. He works through all of these things to show us that he is God.
All right.
And all of it is going on in the text. God is working. God worked through jail. He's working through jail. God is working through one brother, and all of the other brothers were against him. He works through all of these things. He works through cultures. He works through calamity to show us that he is God. All right. So read 27.
And Israel dwelt in the land of Egypt.
Wait a minute. Who is Israel? Who is Israel? Who is Israel? Somebody right. Okay, you don't talk. All right. Israel is Jacob. They're being used synonymously. They are used interchangeably. Israel is Jacob. And God did what?
And Israel dwelt in the land of Egypt, in the country of Goshen, and they had possessions therein, and grew and multiplied exceedingly.
Say that one more time. They did what?
They grew. They had possessions and grew and multiplied exceedingly.
All right. These folks having children. They happy. They got some food. They have some land. They're not fighting anybody. Times are good. I ain't got to look over my shoulder at nobody. Ain't nobody on my trail. Oh, things are good. They have the protection of Egypt and Pharaoh. And Pharaoh is the only one that has food. So it's becoming a great city, a metropolis. And the people of Israel, these Jacob's people, they have found favor in Pharaoh's sight because of Joseph. Things are good. Let's have some children, y'all. They are multiplying. Bible said that they grew and multiplied exceedingly. Then what? 28.
And Jacob lived in the land of Egypt 17 years. So the whole age of Jacob was 147 years. And the time drew nigh that Israel must die. And he called his son Joseph and said unto him, if now I have found grace in thy sight, put, I pray thee, thy hand under my thigh.
Where did we see that before? Somebody put their hand up under somebody's thigh. I believe Jacob put his hand under Isaac's thigh. And then the servant to find either Isaac or Jacob a wife, put the servant to find Isaac a wife, put his hand under the thigh of Abraham. I don't know what that means. I don't know how. I don't know why that was so important, but it was like shaking hands, giving a promise. So he wants Joseph to do that. But look at what he wants. Look at what he wants. Keep reading.
Put, I pray thee, thy hand under my thigh, and deal kindly and truly with me. Bury me not, I pray thee, in Egypt. But I will lie with my fathers, and thou shalt carry me out of Egypt, and bury me in their burying place. And he said, I will do as thou hast said. And he said, swear unto me. And he sware unto him, and Israel bowed himself upon the bed's head. Okay, this is something practical. This still goes on today. This still goes on today. Family members will tell you as they get old, look at him. Y'all, I done got me a plot. Y'all bury me right here. Take me back home.
Take me back home. Bring me back home. Yeah, take my body back home. Have a funeral at home. This church, this preacher, they laughing. That's all he's doing. He's laying it out. I don't want to be buried down here in Egypt. I don't know what was going on in his mind. He was traditional. He did not want to be buried, and he knew where home was. Take me to the land that God gave me. Take me up there by my wife. Yeah, take me up there with Rebecca so that I want to be buried there. All right, keep going. 48. And it came to pass after these things that one told Joseph, behold, thy father is sick. And he took with him two sons, Manasseh and Ephraim. And one told Jacob and said, behold, thy son Joseph cometh unto thee. And Israel strengthening himself and sat upon the bed. And Jacob said unto Joseph, God Almighty appeared unto me at Luz in the land of Canaan, and blessed me. And said unto me, behold, I will make thee fruitful and multiply thee, and I will make of thee a multitude of people, and will give this land to thy seed after thee for an everlasting possession. And now thy two sons, Ephraim and Manasseh, which were born unto thee in the land of Egypt, before I came unto thee into Egypt, are mine. As Reuben and Simeon, they shall be mine. And thy issue, which thou begettest after them, shall be thine, and shall be called after the name of their brethren in their inheritance. All right. And as for me, when I came from Padan, Rachel died by me in the land of Canaan in the way. I see Rebecca, but it's Rachel. Yeah. Okay. When yet there was but a little way to come unto Ephraim, and I buried her there in the way of Ephraim, the same as Bethlehem. All right. And Israel had what? Joseph's son, and said, who are these? And Joseph said unto his father, they are my sons, whom God hath given me in this place. And he said, bring them, I pray thee, unto me, and I will bless them. Okay. Now the eyes of Israel were dim for age, so that he could not see. And he brought them near unto him, and he kissed them and embraced them. And Israel said unto Joseph, this sounds familiar, like what had happened in the past. Okay. And Israel said unto Joseph, I had not thought to see thy face, and lo, God hath shown me also thy seed. And Joseph brought them out from between his knees, and he bowed himself with his face to the earth. And Joseph took them both, Ephraim in his right hand toward Israel's left hand, and Manasseh in his left hand toward Israel's right hand, and brought them near unto him. And Israel stretched out his right hand and laid it upon Ephraim's head, who was the younger, and left his hand upon Manasseh's head, guiding his hands wittingly, for Manasseh was the firstborn. All right. Let me tell you what's going on there. Here's Joseph with his two boys. They're small boys, but he wants his father. Jacob wants to bless them. So the inheritance is going to be named in Manasseh and Ephraim's name, the half tribes of Israel. Now, as Joseph brings his boys, he has the older boy in his left hand. He has the younger boy on his right hand, because when you turn around, if you bring it to a dad, the right hand is the right hand of blessing. The right hand is the right hand of blessing. And so he was going to bless the older. Joseph thought that Israel, Jacob, was going to bless the older boy.
Yeah.
But
yep.
Jacob knew what he was doing because God had told him, bless the younger. Jacob knew about this because Jacob himself.
Jacob was a trickster.
Yeah, well, so, Jacob had been blessed instead of Esau.
I know, that's what I'm saying. So he knew what he was doing.
So when Joseph
Joseph tried to be trickster number 2.
When Joseph brings his boys and is expecting the right hand of Jacob to go on the oldest boy, because it's the older boy that's supposed to get the blessing. Yeah, mainly the majority of the blessing.
Mm-hmm.
But Jacob puts his right hand on Ephraim, and his left hand, he crosses it and put his left hand on the older boy, Manasseh, and he blesses them. Where have we seen this before? When Isaac blessed Jacob instead of Esau. And God, here again, God is working through the younger instead of the older. Matter of fact, as he's blessing them, he blessed all of his boys. But, and that's going to be in 49, chapter 49, but not going to go through that. Chapter 49, he blesses all of his sons, but he tells them about themselves too. That's what some older folk use that time to reminisce, use that time to go over some history in the family. This why you're not going to get this. This why I'm going to give you this. Go ahead. You ready?
And he blessed Joseph and said, God, before whom my fathers Abraham and Isaac did walk, the God which fed me all my life long unto this day. 16. The angel which redeemed me from all evil, bless the lads, and let my name be named on them, and the name of my fathers Abraham and Isaac, and let them grow into a multitude in the midst of the earth. See, telling me. And when Joseph saw that his father laid his right hand upon the head of Ephraim, it displeased him. And he held up his father's hand to remove it from Ephraim's head unto Manasseh's head. And Joseph said to his father, not so, my father. For this is the firstborn. Put thy right hand upon his head. And his father refused.
And said,
I know it.
I know what I'm doing.
My son, I know it. He also shall become a people, and he also shall be great. But truly his younger brother shall be greater than he.
My.
And his seed shall become a multitude of nations.
We have seen this before.
And he blessed them that day, saying, in thee shall Israel bless, saying, God make thee as Ephraim and as Manasseh.
I done told y'all.
And he set Ephraim before Manasseh.
Wow. So see, God works in mysterious ways, in unexpected ways. And when he chooses people to fulfill his plan, he always goes deeper than our traditions. He always goes deeper than what it appears to be. He goes deeper than positions of power and I was first, I was before you. Remember what Jesus said, the first shall be last and the last shall be first. I'm Alpha and I am Omega. In order to gain your life, you're going to have to lose your life. And I think of what one of the last sermons I preached was when the young ruler came to Jesus. He had it going on. He had position, he had power, he had prestige, he had education, he had good looks, he had help, and he had strength. But he had one thing that Jesus said, this is what you lack. Go sell all you have, give it to the poor, take up your cross, and follow me. The boy walked away sad. My. See, God doesn't always work like we think. And then Jesus told that young man, he said, and you shall have treasure in heaven. God doesn't always work like we think he's going to work. But if you go by God's plan, we got a good report from the doctor today. And he said, we just got to look at some things. And I just thank God that what he said pleased my wife. Woo! And you know that's stress right there. I mean, we were asking questions, and he said, this is what we want to do. Before we get anything else, before other things happen, he said, if I get a cold, we're going to deal with the cold. If I get a rash, we're going to deal with the rash. Whatever happens.
We're going to make sure.
But for right now, whatever is going on, let's get that cleared up. Yeah. If there's fluid over here that ain't supposed to be over here, let's get that fluid. Let's get that book closed first. Ooh, that pleased my wife so much. She felt good about what Doc said. Okay, I'm gonna keep it, Doc. I'm gonna keep it for a little while longer now. Yes, yeah, because we were on the same page.
And as being a lay person, when you dealing with 2 and 3 different things that somebody's throwing at you, and you like, okay, what direction do we go? He comforted my mind. I said, we're gonna deal with this.
And we got to look at some things in November. But he said, I ain't worried about November.
We're worried about right now.
Yeah, we talking, we still in August. And so we go for more testing. We go for more testing, and we go look at that, and we're gonna see if stuff growing, if it's the same, whatever it is, then we'll take care of it. So I just thank God. I got a good doctor. All right, and I got a good doctor watching over. Dr. Jesus is so good. All right, so we see that the blessing, the blessing is transferred to the younger instead of the older. In 49, those boys are being blessed by their father before he dies, but he dies in 50. And I want to get to 50 because we got to get on over to Exodus. We got to get to Exodus, but we're in Egypt, and things have changed tremendously in Egypt. So in chapter number 50, this is the last chapter.
We're skipping 49.
In Jesus. Read 49 for yourself. Read 49 for yourself. Well, I could tell them.
Well, it breaks it down to different tribes and different ones.
Different tribes.
That's what it breaks down. He called unto his sons and said, gather yourselves together that I may tell you that which shall befall you. It's kind of like the last will and testament.
He said, this is what you're going to get.
Okay, it's like
what I made Daddy say. I made Daddy say thing. We have a family meeting. Y'all better have some family meetings. And Daddy said, go ahead and tell them, Mike. I said, Daddy. You going to tell my brothers and sisters. It's going to come out of your mouth. And Daddy told us what he wanted. I said, that's it. That's it. Everybody heard it. Some folks act like didn't hear it. But everybody heard. And so this is what he's doing now. This is exactly what he's doing now. He's telling all of them, this is what you shall have. All right. In saying that's in 49. You read that. In 50, what happens in 50?
And Joseph fell upon his father's face and wept upon him and kissed him. And Joseph commanded his servants, the physicians, to embalm his father.
Okay.
And the physicians embalmed Israel. And they did. And 40 days were fulfilled for him. For so are fulfilled the days of those which are embalmed. And the Egyptians mourned for him 70 days. That's what?
Okay.
70. A score is
20.
Yeah, 70.
No, right. 30. Okay, yes, that's 60. 70. That's right. That's right. That's right.
70 days.
So does that have to do with when a pastor dies that they may have their seat covered for 70 days, a month? Somebody asked me about that, and I just reflect upon it. It needs to be a time like we did at Eastside for Dad. I said it needs to be a time that we can mourn the passing of our pastor. Let's just make sure that we recognize that people have a right to grieve. You have a right to grieve. You have loved, you have shared, you have a right to grieve. The Egyptians gave unto Joseph and his family the right to weep and the right to grieve. But this is the first time we hear about embalming.
Embalming. Yeah, y'all know Egyptians were black. Y'all know that.
Wait.
Okay.
Wait. Okay. Embalming. We use that word today. You mean to tell me there were smart black folk in Egypt that would preserve, they would embalm the bodies? Now, embalming was typical for Egyptians, but unusual for nomadic shepherds.
For Hebrews.
Now, they weren't doing that. They behind the times. Now, why would these people, why would the people of God, the Israelites, allow the Egyptians to embalm Jacob, Joseph's daddy?
And it's going to take 40 days. Usually take 40 days just to do the embalming.
For all practical purposes, the Israelites were not doing this. This was not part of their burial ritual. And for all practical purposes, this was not a part of their ceremony. So why did they do it?
Because they didn't. Joseph didn't believe in. Egyptians believed in the afterlife. Y'all seen the mummy movies? Y'all seen all the mummy movies? So the Egyptians believed in the afterlife, but of course they did not believe in that. Okay? Yeah. That's why they got physicians to do it. They want to be sure they preserve his body to take it back. Remember, they're gonna take his body back to Canaan. You're not riding on the train or whatever like that. You got to take his body back, so they want to be sure. Joseph has to be. He went down to Egypt when he was 17. The impression that they will believe in what the Egyptians believe. Yes.
Well, in a way. Let me tell you what. For all practical purposes, Joseph is Egyptian. Joseph is an Egyptian. He got an Egyptian wife, raising his sons as Egyptians and as Hebrews, but he lived in the palace. He got it going on. He dressed in their culture, just like Moses dressed in their culture. His foundation was still there. He may have been in Egypt. This looked like Egypt, walked like an Egypt, sound like an Egypt. Egyptian, yeah. Egyptian. That's right. That's right. But it's not. It's not a bad thing. I know. Because once we get in the New Testament, there's a whole lot of argument by the Pharisees and the scribes about their traditions. Like circumcising and making sure that you follow the law of Moses. But we see here, this before Moses born, we see here a people that are not compromising in a bad way, but compromising in a way that, wait a minute, we are living in this land. We ought to be grateful because these people have given us a whole country to live in. Plus, now I'm gonna bring it very practical, bring it home. Who usually have the most say so over what happens to the body, how the program goes, what church we go to, what funeral home we use? Who is usually in charge of all that? If family don't come together, who's usually in charge? The person that pays. Who is in charge? Joseph is in charge.
In charge.
Remember that now.
Yeah.
And so Joseph's family, the Israelites, allow Jacob to be in bond. Plus, they had to take him back to Canaan.
All right, they got to take him back.
Which was very practical too. Yeah, you watch and see who in charge of grandmama is gonna be the one who pays money. That's the one gonna tell the funeral director what to do. That's who they're gonna listen to. Amen. The person that is in charge. Joseph was in charge of Jacob.
Watch Kingdom Come. Watch the movie Kingdom Come. Okay.
Hold on. Yeah.
Watch the movie Kingdom Come.
That's good. That's a good one. You will enjoy that. But here, so the Egyptians embalmed bodies to preserve them so they could function in the world to come. Jacob's family allowed him to be embalmed as a sign of courtesy and respect for the Egyptians in their way, since y'all done saved our life.
Yeah, we were starving.
Yeah. And so this is what I want to point out here is that when let's say, okay, here I am. I'm married to Cheryl. I'm married to Cheryl Stiggers. Now, when I go to heaven, when I leave this world, and those arrangements that's gonna be made, guess who's gonna be in charge? Yeah, you still here? She's in charge. Can't none of my family members, can't none of them come up here and tell her what to do. Y'all got that?
Vice versa.
Exactly. And I love her family members. Now, surely, some of our family members gonna have some input because I love them. Hey, y'all, and I'm gonna ask, hey, y'all, what do y'all want to do to properly honor your sister? Sure, I asked her family that. And she would ask mine the same. But if one of them come up here, let me tell you what, don't be on the program. Whoa. It ain't gonna be good for them. No. And I have to respect that from my sister-in-laws, my brother-in-laws. I can't come in there, well, we gonna do this just because I'm the preacher. No, I gotta respect what they want done. And if they said, well, Reverend Mike, Uncle Mike, friend, sit down somewhere, we don't want you to do nothing. I'm good. So this is what happens. I don't know why they could have left this out. The writer could have left this out.
Yeah.
But it says it right here, how you got two cultures. Because Jacob, for all practical purposes, Jacob is Egypt. Joseph is Egyptian. His family is Hebrew. He's Egyptian because he's been down in Egypt longer than he was with his brothers and Jacob. He went down in Egypt, sold to slavery at the age of 17. It's already been more than 17. He at 33, he starts to rule Egypt. And his daddy lived 17 more years. So he spent more time in Egypt than he has with his own family. All right, here we go. Now, the only other part that I want to give y'all is at verse number 15, because we needed that families ought to come together. And just because, and this has happened so many times, because a husband and wife and the person surviving, either the husband or the wife, and they are in charge, be kind to the family of your spouse, because that's somebody's sister, that's somebody's brother, That's somebody's son. Be kind. That's somebody's uncle on the other side. And they may not have seen them from year to year. But I guarantee you, there's a hurt, there's a pain, there's some grief that's coming from that family. All right. So this is the last part of Genesis.
50 and 15.
50 and 15.
And when Joseph's brethren saw that their father was dead,
they
said, Joseph will peradventure hate us and will certainly requite us all the evil which we did unto him.
He gonna get us.
And they sent a messenger unto Joseph, saying, thy father did command before he died, saying, so shall ye say unto Joseph, forgive, I pray thee now, the trespass of thy brethren and their sin, for they did unto thee evil. And now we pray thee, forgive the trespass of the servants of the God of thy father. And Joseph wept when they spake unto him. And his brethren also went and fell down before his face. And they said, behold, we be thy servants. And Joseph said unto them, fear not, for I am in the place of God. Now, for am I in the place of God? He asked the question.
Am I in the place of God?
But as for you, ye thought evil against me, but God meant it unto good, to bring to pass, as it is this day, to save much people alive. Now, therefore, fear ye not. I will nourish you and your little ones. And he comforted them and spake kindly unto them. And Joseph dwelt in Egypt, he and his father's house, and Joseph lived 110 years.
Wow.
And Joseph saw Ephraim's children of the third generation. The children also of Machir, the son of Manasseh, were brought up upon Joseph's knees. And Joseph said unto his brethren, I die, and God will surely visit you and bring you out of this land unto the land which he sware to Abraham, to Isaac, and to Jacob. And Joseph took an oath of the children of Israel, saying, God will surely visit you, and ye shall carry up my bones from hence.
God don't be with y'all.
So Joseph died, being 110 years old. And they embalmed him, and he was put in a coffin in Egypt.
My. Remember that. Because out of all the missteps, mishaps, all of the family drama that took place from Adam up until Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and Joseph, out of all of that calamity, it's at this point that there's a great family reunion. These people are together. Praise God. Out of all that has happened to them, all the lies, all the conniving, it comes to a head. And Joseph, a man of wisdom, a man that God is with him, Joseph says, I forgive y'all. Y'all really did mean that for evil, but God worked it out for the good. It's so good when we can see through and look at what God is doing. It helps us every time. Thank y'all for listening in. We start in Exodus. We're going to find out whatever, because everything is peaches and cream. Peaches and cream. They're having a good time.
Hey, bro, Copeland.
They are partying in Goshen tonight. No, they're having the one time fellowshipping with one another, not fearing one another. Just think, these boys had this on their minds for almost 3 decades. Almost 3 decades. They were trying to make sure Jacob lived a long time. Because they were saying in their mind, oh Lord, when our daddy died, this brother gonna get us back. He's gonna be vindictive and vengeful. It's gonna be the reign of retribution.
Because sometimes that happens.
We
just
know
wait
that.
till mom and dad head hit, and then boom.
It's happening in our country.
So yeah.
The administration of retribution. And so they are fearing this. for almost
But
3
it's gonna
decades.
come to an end. I feel it. It's gonna come to an end because they'll never be satisfied, and you can't satisfy a greedy spirit.
Mm-mm.
They'll go so far.
Mhm.
And I'm just hoping that the Supreme Court will wake up.
So listen. Try your
Somebody
best.
did a bad moment.
Try your best to reconcile, to forgive, so that
It's gonna come to an end.
every family at some time or another needs some peace
Mhm.
and needs to experience joy.
Mhm.
What better time than to celebrate the life of a matriarch or a patriarch, and then just say to your brothers and your sisters and everybody there, y'all, let's get along. Time is too short for us not to spend some wonderful time together. Yeah, some good things together. Amen. That's all we have for tonight. Next week, we will begin with Exodus. Thank you all so much for joining in this Bible study. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.